Hi everyone. In this lecture, I will be talking about one of the most interesting concepts in this topic of theory of computation. It is clean closure and positive closure. In case you are not comfortable with the notations, please check my previous video. So let's get started. Now we talk about very important clean closure or clean star or closure of an alphabet. So this will be used very widely across your syllabus. So just pay attention to this. So if I have an alphabet sigma of any input symbols, so clean closure defines a language in which any string of letters from input symbols in sigma can form a word in the clean closure, including the null string. So if in your sigma there is no null string, clean closure will introduce a null string plus any combination of input symbols will form the part of this language. So here, because only there is one input symbol, so we introduce a null, then combination one of length 1, 2, 3, 4, infinitely many words you can form, but these words will be of finite length. They would be of length 0, length 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but infinitely many words you can form. Now let's take for an example 0 and 1, language defined over 0 and 1. You introduce a null. Null was not here, but we have introduced it over here. So clean closure will introduce a null even if it is not a part of your original alphabet. Then any combination means the input symbols as it is. Then repetitions of 0 0 1 concatenations of 0 1 1 0, repetitions and concatenations, any possible combinations of these input symbols will form your clean closure, including the word the string null. Here you see again another example in terms of ABC. Introduce a null, the input symbols themselves and any possible combinations. They are of finite length, but there will be infinitely many possibilities. So clean closure covers all of them. So when we organize them, we write them generally in increasing order of length, and then we organize them alphabetically. This is known as lexicographic order. So a clean closure forms an infinite language and introduces the word null also. Let me take an example. Let me say instead of one letter input symbol, I have a double letter input symbol. Okay, AA is an input symbol, not single A, not a single B, only AA. So clean closure will what it will do? You will have null, you will have AA, you will have A, any combinations we are talking about. So you will have AA, AA, you will have AA. So three occurrences of the same input symbol, and so on and so forth. So you will have more such letters, more combinations are possible. So but here if you see the words are of even length. Why? Because my original input symbol was even length. Now let me take another example. Let me say I have A, B. Okay, so if I have AB, or let me introduce one more, ABC. So A, B, C. See, this is not comma. This is one single input. We are saying that there is an input symbol which is A, B, C. So we don't have a comma. We don't have a choice. They always have to occur together. So this will introduce a null. Then it will introduce A, B, C. It will introduce A, B, C. A, B, C, concatenations of the input symbols, and then maybe another A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C. Okay, and many more such possibilities are there. Okay, but what about will we have A? No, because A is not an input symbol in this alphabet. We don't have a B in this alphabet, so there is no possibility of introducing a B over here. Similarly, there is no standalone C, so we can't have a C. We cannot have A B, or we cannot have B C. We cannot have probably A. Why? Because they are, had A been a standalone input symbol, B been a standalone symbol, these possibilities would have been here. But here, A, B, C have to occur together. So that is my input symbol. So I cannot have these possibilities. So you will have to be careful about what is in your input alphabet. So let me take another example. Let's say I have a set with input symbol AA and BB. So null and any word composed of factors of AA and B. So you introduce a null, double A or a B, combination of double A's, combination of double B, or B followed by double A's, and so on. So you see here, there is no odd A or single A occurring. Why? Because A always occur in even clumps. But in B there is a possibility, because B is a standalone symbol, so any possible combinations of B's can be there. So you have to focus on what lies in your alphabet. If a word is not, if an input symbol is not a part of your original alphabet, it can never be a part of your clean closure. Apart from null, null will be introduced in your clean closure. Now let me talk about, so this is an example. Let's talk about a word which is AABA. So it is formed by AA, which was in this, then it is formed by B, and it is formed by A. So we are calling this is known as factoring. So we have now told you a way on how this word in the clean closure was constructed. This is known as factoring. So if you want to test whether a particular string is a member of the clean closure over an alphabet, then you will have to find out the factors which helped form the word. If there is no way you can find those factors, that means that word is not a part of the alphabet, not a part of the clean closure. Clean closure is also known as clean star. It is also known as closure. Now let me introduce to you positive closure or plus operation. It is similar to your clean closure, except that it does not introduce null. So everything else remains the same. Any possible combination of input symbols is there, but by itself it will not introduce the word null. In case if you introduce, if you do a S plus, and you do a union of positive closure with this particular string null, you end up with clean closure. So this is an equivalence, because S plus will not in itself introduce a null if the null is not a part of original alphabet. But if you can create a positive closure and you combine it with null, you will end up having the clean closure. Also, if the null is a part of the original alphabet, so if I say, here, if you say sigma is equal to x, so positive closure will result in this. But if I say that null is also a part of this alphabet, null comma x, so here null will be introduced. So now then in case original alphabet has null, then it will be a part of positive closure, then it will become equivalent to your clean closure. But if null is not a part of original alphabet, positive closure will not introduce null by itself. So if I have to summarize, this has to be a superscript. This is not represented correctly here. This has to be a superscript. So positive closure, just like clean closure, this has to be a superscript. So in general, over alphabet k to the power k, you have set of all strings of length k. So sigma 1 or simply sigma is only the input symbols. If I say sigma 2, so you will have sigma 0, sigma 1 and sigma 2. So sorry, it's not sigma 0, only sigma 1 and sigma 2. So all the strings of length 1 and the set of strings of length 1, that is your original input symbols, and all possible combinations of length 2 will form the sigma 2. Similarly, sigma star is basically combination of, here see, here is how you have introduced a null. So length 0, length 1, length 2 strings, and plus means only length 1, length 2, length 3, and so on, these many strings. So this is not introducing null, and this because of this null is being introduced. Okay, so this is it. The book that you can refer is Daniel Cohen, Introduction to Computer Theory, second edition, for more examples. In the next lecture I will be talking about more interesting languages, and if you have any questions, you can write to me in comments. You can like, share or subscribe to this channel to keep learning. Thank you.